headlines of this hour on VTV News. Vietnam and EU strengthen bilateral cooperation. Later on, localities strive to achieve double-digit growth. In our world news, US and Ukraine sign mineral deal.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time and you're tuning into 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Dylan Lay with the latest updates. Now on Wednesday night, European Council President Antonio Costa held a phone call with Party General Secretary Tô Lâm to congratulate Vietnam on its 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification. The two leaders discussed past achievements between both sides and explored future areas of cooperation.
The Vietnamese party chief expressed gratitude to both the European Union and President Costa for their warm wishes on this momentous occasion. The EU Council President praised Vietnam's remarkable achievements during the past 5 decades and acknowledged its growing regional and global influence. Both leaders emphasized the importance of strengthening Vietnam-EU relations, with President Costa highlighting his desire to enhance cooperation in key sectors including infrastructure, transportation, renewable energy, aerospace, telecommunications, and green transition. They also discussed regional and international developments, with both leaders emphasizing the need to enhance coordination in multilateral forums, particularly within the ASEAN-EU Strategic Partnership Framework, to uphold peace, stability, maritime and aviation security, and freedom in accordance with international law and the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Party General Secretary Tô Lâm reaffirmed Vietnam's commitment to peace, stressing the country's readiness to act as a bridge in conflict resolution and peace negotiations and underscoring its role as a responsible and proactive member of the international community in addressing both regional and global challenges.
A ceremony was held Thursday morning at A2 Prison under the Ministry of Public Security in Dien Cảnh District, Khánh Hòa Province, to announce the 2025 State President's Amnesty. Permanent Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Hòa Bình, who chairs the Central Advisory Council on Amnesty, attended the event and congratulated inmates at A2 Prison and nationwide who received clemency. He expressed confidence that the released individuals would overcome future challenges and successfully reintegrate into society with renewed confidence and determination. The Deputy Prime Minister called on government bodies, businesses, and communities to support these individuals, reject discrimination, and create favorable conditions for their reintegration. The state president's decision has granted amnesty to over 8,000 people across the country. Now, these individuals with a suspended sentence will be released on May the 1st, and this decision reflects the party and state's policy on balancing strict punishment with compassion. Amnesty Day provides a second chance for thousands who have demonstrated genuine reform, an opportunity to reunite with their families and contribute positively to society.
A fellow inmate cut Dao's hair short. Having served nearly 5 years for his past violations, his sentence was reduced by 3 years due to good behavior. Throughout this time, his 2 children have grown up without their father present.
I couldn't fulfill my duty as a father. That became my greatest regret. I'm trying to make it right for my children and for my parents. My children often say, "Dad, stay strong. We're taking care of each other out here, so you can focus on rehabilitation. When I return, I will take good care of my kids."
When he's known as one of the most skilled and dedicated inmates at Ngọc Lĩ Prison. For years, he and a group of prisoners have cared for an entire garden of ornamental plants across the prison grounds. Today, he tends to these plants one final time. His exemplary commitment to rehabilitation has earned him special parole.
I just want to take my child to school, go to work, and come home to be with them every night.
Each person granted amnesty has undergone careful monitoring throughout rehabilitation and must meet strict criteria. The rate of reoffending among those released under amnesty at Ngọc Lý Prison and other facilities nationwide has remained under 0.1%.
We educate them to do meaningful work so they can reintegrate into society. I hope that all pardoned inmates will find stable employment, live peacefully, stay away from crime, and truly understand the pain of being separated from their families.
As they return their prison uniforms, these individuals rise from their past. A new life awaits them beyond the prison door.
These years felt endless. There were so many nights I couldn't sleep. Now, I just want to start over and never return to the life that brought me here.
For those granted amnesty, it marks the beginning of a new chapter, a chance to rebuild their lives as honest, law-abiding citizens.
In Binh Duong Province, Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Chi Dũng attended the groundbreaking ceremony for the second phase of ATP's semiconductor chip plant, the first in Vietnam to be led entirely by local technology developers. With nearly $100 million in total investment, the CT semiconductor factory spans 30,000 square meters. Once completed, it is expected to produce up to 2 million semiconductor chips per month and will officially begin operations later this year. The factory is designed to follow a full-cycle model under Industry 4.0 standards, covering research, training, design, photolithography, processing, assembly, testing, and advanced packaging, all developed and managed by Vietnamese experts. Traditional economic drivers, such as investments, exports, and consumption, are now enhanced by science, technology innovation, and digital transformation. The government and Prime Minister consistently stressed the importance of developing both traditional and new growth factors. This dual approach will maintain continuous progress and build on the first quarter's momentum, helping achieve this year's economic growth targets.
In the first quarter, this factory manufacturing AI technology components recorded revenue of $300 million, a 20% increase over its planned target. Having started with 4 facilities, the enterprise now plans to double its production capacity through expansion.
This year, we've set our revenue target at $1.2 billion. We've acquired a 240,000 square meter plot of land to build new factories this August.
With its first quarter economic growth ranked among the top 10 nationwide, Hannan Province is setting its sights on achieving a 10.5% annual growth target. In the second quarter, the province will focus on accelerating public investment disbursement, promoting private sector growth, attracting foreign direct investment, and developing high-quality human resources.
We aim to strengthen the collaboration between the province, educational institutions, and enterprises. This will drive labor productivity, reduce costs, and enhance competitiveness in the region.
Meanwhile, Phu Thọ Province continues its strong industrial performance, with production increasing by over 40% in the first months of the year. The province actively supports major foreign direct investment projects across various sectors.
We have available land, well-developed industrial parks with solid infrastructure, and an open policy mechanism designed to attract investors.
Despite positive first quarter growth, the global context remains unpredictable amid widespread trade competition. To maintain momentum, localities must maximize domestic resources while improving policy mechanisms and streamlining business procedures. These measures will help achieve this year's national growth target of 8% or higher, setting the stage for double-digit growth in the coming years.
Thousands of workers and engineers are working through the holidays at expressway construction sites to maintain project momentum. Following the initiative 500 Days and Nights racing to complete 3,000 kilometers of expressways, crews are working at night shifts to meet deadlines. Our report comes from Phú Yên province, where over 90 kilometers of expressway is under construction.
For months, Lam and other workers have been starting their shifts at 6 p.m. at the construction package number 2 of the Chi Thach Vinh Phong Expressway section. The contractors maintain 45 work groups and employing over 1,300 workers.
We work until 11 p.m. and continue through the holidays as if they were regular work days. We're making the most of our time to complete this project.
Our company oversees several construction projects. To maintain our commitment to early completion, we celebrated the holiday on site while continuing our work.
Throughout the 5-day holiday, workers maintain continuous construction day and night on both expressway sections in Phú Yên province, spanning over 90 kilometers.
All road construction teams and 16 bridge crews are working through the night to ensure we meet our target of opening to traffic by September 2nd.
The Quy Nhơn Chi Thach section has reached 71% completion, while the Chi Thach Vinh Phong section stands at 73%, thanks to the combined efforts of investors and contractors, and especially the dedication of workers who have sacrificed their personal time to work nightly. These expressway projects are on track for timely completion.
Coming up next on VTV News. Tens of thousands pay tribute to President Ho Chi Minh at the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. 3D mapping performance celebrates National Reunification Day. Welcome back to VTV News Live. Now on to other important updates. Over the past 2 days, as the nation marks the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, tens of thousands of people from across Vietnam have visited the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum to pay their respects. On April 30th alone, more than 25,000 visitors came to the site. And despite this Thursday's morning rainy weather in Hanoi, long lines of both local citizens and international tourists formed early, patiently waiting to enter the mausoleum. The Mausoleum Management Board, in coordination with the Hanoi People's Committee, provided free drinks and snacks to visitors and offered guided access to other cultural landmarks within the memorial complex. These services reflect the board's commitment to providing a dignified and meaningful experience for all visitors during national commemorations. During the April 30th and May 1st holidays, tens of thousands gathered at Bạch Đằng Park in Ho Chi Minh City on Wednesday night for a spectacular 15-minute fireworks display marking the historic occasion. The vibrant show illuminated the night sky, creating an electric atmosphere that delighted both locals and tourists alike. Crowds flocked to the area around Tôn Đức Thắng Street and Bạch Đằng Wharf, which offered prime viewing spots for both low and high altitude fireworks. Clear skies enhanced the brilliance of the display, allowing spectators to fully appreciate the spectacle. The show served as a moving tribute to the city's journey of peace and development, creating a memorable and emotional experience. On April 30th, a special art program featuring 3D mapping took place in Ho Chi Minh City. Through vivid imagery, the program brought history to life while inspiring a vision of Vietnam's development, international integration, and growing global presence.
As the song "The Country is Full of Joy" echoed through the night, accompanied by a symphony orchestra, the audience was swept up in a wave of pride and emotion.
The lighting was beautiful and the songs were very meaningful, especially on this day of national reunification.
A spectacular 3D mapping performance captivated spectators once again. showcasing collaborations between creative groups from France, Belgium, Singapore, and Vietnam. The show, titled 50 Years of Heritage and Future Journey, illuminated the city with vivid imagery.
I waited from morning until 3 or 4 p.m. just to witness this moment. We're so happy and emotional seeing how far our country has come and grown stronger each day.
This was my first time watching a 3D mapping show, and I truly felt how much technology in Vietnam is advancing. When the images of conical hats and the Vietnamese flag appeared, I was deeply moved.
The vibrant 3D mapping show, combined with live music, stage effects, and lighting, mesmerized both locals and tourists alike. The artistic celebration marked a memorable highlight of National Reunification Day.
Vietnam is launching a special film week to mark the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification. Organized by the Department of Cinema under the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, the event runs nationwide until May the 20th. The program features the feature film The Childhood Moonlight alongside documentaries including Company 915, The Eternal Flame, President Ho Chi Minh and the millennia-old capital. In the heart of my beloved city, The Contractor Nam U Sam, Ho Chi Minh the Journalist, National Reunification, The Chosen Path, and Awakening and Resolution. The celebration also showcases animated films such as The Gong of Nua Mountain, The Tree of Wishes, and A Bouquet for Uncle Ho. Through these selections, audiences can experience a rich reflection of Vietnam's revolutionary legacy and cultural identity. On April the 30th, over 1,000 performers and artists, along with numerous students and residents of Ho Chi Minh City, participated in the traditional Southern Scarf Dance performed on outdoor stages. The program created a vibrant Southern Vietnamese cultural spectacle filled with national pride, captivating both locals and tourists alike.
The checkered scarf, a beloved symbol of Vietnam's southern region, came alive in the rhythmic dance. The performance paid tribute to those who sacrificed for the nation's heroic history, telling stories of resilient southern Vietnamese mothers and fathers during the difficult years of the resistance war.
Watching everyone perform with the scarf filled me with Vietnamese pride.
I felt so happy, emotional, and proud watching the checkered craft dance performance.
The checkered scarf has long symbolized the enduring and unyielding spirit of the southern Vietnamese people. Today, it remains woven into modern life, embodying the strength, compassion, and deep cultural identity of the South.
The checkered scarf was associated with farmers, but now it's found its way to the stage, sharing its image with the people across the country and abroad.
I'm so proud to wear the checkered scarf. As a young person, I joined this program to express my enthusiasm and national pride.
In this significant event celebrating the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, the checkered scarf symbolizes Southern Vietnam's distinctive culture and serves as a heartfelt tribute to the generations who gave their lives for today's peace.
On the 50th anniversary of national reunification, the Vietnam National Village for Ethnic Culture and Tourism introduced a cultural showcase rich in ethnic colors and many unique festival activities. These offer visitors many experiences. The activities will run for 5 days and are expected to attract tens of thousands of visitors.
At the Thai Ethnic Cultural Space, artisan Lottie Tom and the community held an incense offering ceremony to commemorate President Ho Chi Minh. The trial offerings include typical and delicious Thai dishes.
We would like to express our gratitude to President Ho Chi Minh for his great contributions to the country unification.
Using traditional musical instruments such as the Torung and Klong Put, artisan Y Sinh from Sedang in the Central Highlands performed the song Uncle Ho on the happy day of a great victory.
I really like traditional musical instruments. I feel proud of my country when I listen to this song.
I want to express my ethnic identity to everyone and say that our identity is very beautiful.
The highlight of the activities is the Highland Rendezvous theme market, which introduced the art of performing Hmong flute and traditional folk games.
We have created a typical Dao market. With this space, many people can participate happily.
These activities create solidarity among ethnic groups. This is also an activity that contributes to socio-economic development.
The activities will run for 5 days and are expected to attract tens of thousands of visitors.
Coming up next in our world news, the US and Ukraine signed mineral deal. And later on, Meta and Microsoft CEOs discuss AI taking over software creation. Now moving on to our global updates, the United States and Ukraine signed a mineral deal on Wednesday after a 2-month delay. The agreement confirmed Washington's renewed commitment to Kyiv following U.S. President Donald Trump's announcement to end military aid to Ukraine. The agreement grants the U.S. preferential access to new Ukrainian natural resource deals, but does not automatically give Washington any share of Ukraine's mineral wealth or gas infrastructure. Ukraine has accepted the mineral deal to secure long-term U.S. investment. The two countries will establish a reconstruction investment fund with voting rights split equally between them. Kyiv will not be required to repay Washington for the tens of billions of dollars in weapons and other assistance since Russia launched its special operation in Ukraine. The Eurozone economy grew 0.4% in the first quarter of 2025, doubling the previous quarter's pace and beating forecasts, according to data released Wednesday by Eurostat, the European Union's official statistics agency. The GDP growth in the Eurozone, a region comprising 20 countries, exceeded the earlier forecast of 0.2%. According to analysts, this stronger performance is due to increased purchases of European goods by U.S. businesses ahead of new tariff implementations. However, experts warn that growth will likely slow significantly in the next 6 months as U.S. tariffs imposed from April begin to take effect. Americans' confidence in the economy has declined for the 5th consecutive month, reaching its lowest level since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. This drop reflects concerns over U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff plan. The Conference Board reported on Tuesday that its Consumer Confidence Index fell to 86 in April, the lowest reading since May 2020. U.S. consumers are pessimistic about the economy's future, including job prospects, income potential, and business conditions. Financial market confidence has also deteriorated, with 48.5% of consumers expecting stock prices to fall in the next 12 months, the highest percentage since October 2011. Big Tech is investing tens of billions of dollars in AI infrastructure in 2025. At LlamaCon 2025, Meta's first ever AI developer conference, the CEOs of Meta and Microsoft discussed the future of AI development and demonstrated their current implementations of the technology. More to follow.
Microsoft Chairman CEO Satya Nadella noted that 20 to 30% of Microsoft's code is now generated by AI, while Zuckerberg predicted that AI will handle half of Meta's software development within a year.
I think AI has the promise, but you now have to sort of really have it deliver the real change in productivity, and that requires software and also management change, right? Because in some sense, people have to work with it differently.
Both leaders highlighted the transformative potential of model distillation, a process that reduces large AI models into smaller, more efficient forms for broader accessibility.
The big one that we're focused on is building an AI and a machine learning engineer to advance the Llama development itself, right? Because I mean, our bet is sort of that in the next year, probably, I don't know, maybe half the development is going to be done by AI as opposed to people, and then that will just kind of increase from there.
Meta Platforms announced an Application Programming Interface, or API, on Tuesday, aiming to make it easier for businesses to build AI products using its Llama models. The Llama API, unveiled during the event, positions Meta to compete with rival AI providers, including Microsoft-backed OpenAI, Google, and emerging low-cost alternatives like China's DeepSeek. Up next, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and other locations in the world. And that is all that we have this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download a mobile app VTV Go for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.